Hello, my darlings. What do y'all want to cook this evening? Well, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm not going to necessarily cook, but I'm going to put something together, being resourceful. That's one of my greatest hacks, is taking food that's already, you've already had the meal, and you're trying to decide, do you throw it out? Do you keep it? Well, my friends, I want you to hang on to your leftover coleslaw. Now, let me tell you how I made my coleslaw. I used a pre-cut bag of coleslaw mix, and then I did about probably a tablespoon and a half of Duke's mayonnaise and about 2 tablespoons of white wine vinegar. I mixed that all up. I threw in some black pepper, some of my Everglades seasoning. I threw in a little bit of white pepper as well, and then I added probably about 2 tablespoons. Let's take that back. 1 tablespoon of 100% pure cane sugar. Okay, it just has a whole different consistency than granulated sugar, and of the 2 sugars, that one is the better for you. Okay, it's the lesser of the evils, that is. All right, so I had this left over. I had already fixed my husband's lunch, and I thought, what do I want to do with this? Because he got the leftover pork ribs, and I really didn't want that for lunch tomorrow. So I thought, you know what? I had also opened up a package today of the Old Bay seasoned shrimp kebabs. Okay, and I ate one. You see the evidence of it. But I still had one left over, and I put it in a bag, put it in the fridge, and thought, oh, I'll snack on it tomorrow afternoon when I get home. But no, let's put that in our slaw. So we're gonna make like a shrimp salad using our coleslaw mix. It's gonna be so good. So I had some ginormous green onions. You might call this a shallot. I just call it a whopping green onion. I'm gonna cut the end off of it, and then I'm gonna peel back some of these fleshy, more dried out looking layers and kind of clean it up. If you have to, you make a little slice down the side of it, and then that all just peels off really nicely, just like I just did that. And we're gonna peel this side off, and I'm going to cut off the ends. You can see how some of the ends are a little ragged. I didn't refrigerate these, and so they tend to not last as long. So I'm just gonna kind of cut that rough end off, pull this this part off, and then I've got a nice little clean shallot or green onion. So what I'm going to do, let me throw this away. All right, I'm gonna just chop this up. And I want some of the green stem part, okay? I want some of this part, but I do want some of the bulb as well. And so I'm just gonna cut some of the bulb, and then I'm going to cut some of the green. And we'll save this part for later for something else. And I'm just gonna finely chop these up, and I'm gonna add that to my salad, okay? And it already just kind of falls apart. It's just so tender and ripe and ready to go. All right, we're just gonna chunk this in our slaw mix, and we're gonna make us a shrimp salad, y'all. And I'm just gonna use them all. Let's just scrape them all in here. And then I like to have that crunch. Do you like the crunch? I like the crunch, and I have some celery already cleaned up. So I'm gonna take my celery, and this is how I like to cut my celery. I lay it on its side, and then I just finely shave off the ends. And it makes it a real fine cut. And then once I've got my desired amount, I'm gonna take it, and I'm going to go back over it, turning my knife on its side. We're getting all fancy Nancy here. And we're just gonna chop it up a little bit finer. Somebody says, put it in your food processor. That's just another thing to have to wash. Who likes to wash dishes? Now, I do it when I do large quantities, or if I'm not just doing something quick like this. But we're just doing a little bit of chopping up here, a little extra chop. And now we're gonna put that in. And y'all, it's just getting better and better. And And my coleslaw was plenty of wet with all the flavoring, so I'm not worried about that. Now, I like vegetables. Do y'all like your vegetables? Do you know you're supposed to have 9 servings, according to a doctor that my husband went to? I don't know if that was ever in the triangle that you studied at school. But yep, that's what they say. I'm going to put just a little bit of broccoli in mine. I like me some broccoli. This is an opportunity to get those veggies in, y'all. We need our veggies. I love my veggies, and some of you are probably looking at this and thinking, roast me out. My husband would be. He would be like, no thanks. So I would not waste it on him. I tell him, I'm not wasting my good stuff on you, buddy. He likes a good, he's a burger boy. All right, this is plenty. This is about 1 cup. I'm gonna put that in the salad. And I'm just gonna kind of stir it up a little bit. Look at all that color it's getting. And overnight, that juice, those juices of the white wine vinegar that I put in that slaw is gonna marinate all those veggies. Y'all, it's looking so good. And now I have some yellow and some orange bell pepper. That's noisy, isn't it? Goodness. We're gonna run those under the water. I didn't have time tonight to be prepared for you where you didn't have to walk all the way through this with me, so I hope I'm not boring you. Let me throw this away. All right, we're gonna start off. We're gonna use 1 side of the yellow pepper. Let's get this over here where you can see it for the love of goodness. And we're gonna do 1 slab, is what I call it, of the orange. Now my sweet little Augie, my little grandpup, he's standing right here waiting, y'all. He loves bell pepper. It's like he smells it. When I start cutting it, here he comes. All right, Augie, you've been such a good boy. There you go. And he can catch it when I drop it. He catches it before it even hits the floor. His daddy's calling him downstairs to their apartment. All right, so we're just gonna slice up this orange. And I'm cutting it kind of small, y'all, because I don't like huge chunks. But I do like me some crunch. And did you know that orange and yellow bell peppers, and the red ones, but especially the orange is the top, I think it's then the yellow and then the red, in lineup for what is good for your eyes. I'm high risk at macular degeneration, and my doctor gave me some paperwork that actually states that kale, spinach, your green, red, and yellow bell peppers, orange being the favored. You know, you think about it, they tell us to eat our carrots for our eyes. So it makes sense that they're telling us to eat our orange bell pepper. Do you know carrots was not on the list? I don't know why. Maybe that's just because it's supposed to be an understood. Heaven only knows. All right, y'all, we got this bell pepper all ready. And here we go into this slaw. This slaw is just getting better and better, y'all. I should start calling it a salad, not a slaw, because we're making a shrimp salad. All right, that's all the vegetables. And y'all are probably saying, praise the Lord. Vegetable overhaul here. All right, look at how pretty that looks. My goodness, beauty, beauty, beauty. All right. Now, I have my little shrimps here on my kebab. I'm gonna pull them off the kebab, and I'm gonna cut them in half because they're kind of big, aren't they? Do y'all ever buy these in the seafood or meat market at your local grocery store? We have a Food City here, and I love to get theirs. Kroger has it as well, but I don't see them at Walmart, not like this. Okay, so I'm taking them off the kebab, and then I'm gonna cut them in half. Okay, and I'm gonna chunk them in that salad, and I'm just gonna do them all. And this also has that Old Bay seasoning, so that's an additional seasoning that will reside inside your salad. This was an extra large one, so I cut it in 3 parts. You just kind of do you. It's your kitchen, you do you. So some of these are really big. All right, I'm getting really excited. Now I'm gonna top it off with a little extra black pepper, just for kicks. Black pepper and white pepper both actually accent other flavors. You don't want to overdo it though. And I have the medium, I believe, the medium grind black pepper. It's a little big, so I take it in between 2 fingers and I kind of do like this and grind it up as it falls into the bowl, just to take it down another notch. I don't know how I ended up with that. I buy those seasonings at Yoder's and that's how they come. They probably had the small. I ended up with the medium, but that's okay. All right, y'all, this is it. The last one. So we've actually utilized 2 leftovers, 1 leftover shrimp kebab and some leftover slaw. And then always keep your fresh vegetables on hand, especially if you're a vegetable lover like me. Keep them on hand because you're gonna need them. Y'all pardon my dirty sink because I went to church after I cooked supper, and then I come back home and I'm putting up my leftovers and tidying things up when I decided to do this. All right, we're gonna get a bigger spoon. And we're going in. Look at this beauty. All right, we now have a shrimp salad, broccoli, cauliflower, celery, shallot or green onion, bell peppers, yellow and orange. Almost said red. Did I say broccoli? Some broccoli and that leftover slaw. Y'all, this is going to be fantastic tomorrow. Okay, that's all. Thank you for joining me. Don't throw those leftovers away. Get with me, message me. I can tell you what to do to make something brand new and beautiful for your palate. I love you.